Pan's Labyrinth. In a fairy tale, Princess Moana, whose father is the king of the underworld, visits the human world, where the sunlight blinds her and erases her memory. She becomes mortal and eventually dies. The king believes that eventually her spirit will return to the underworld, so he builds labyrinths which act as portals around the world in preparation for her return. In 1944, Francoist Spain, 10-year-old Ophelia travels with her pregnant but sickly mother, Carmen, to meet Captain Vidal, her new stepfather. Vidal, the son of a famed commander who died in Morocco, believes strongly in phalangism and has been assigned to hunt down Republican rebels. A large stick insect, which Ophelia believes to be a fairy, leads Ophelia into an ancient stone labyrinth, but she is stopped by Vidal's housekeeper Mercedes, who is secretly supporting her brother Pedro and other rebels. Mercedes has access to Vidal's strategy against the rebels and passes crucial info to them, which allows the rebels to stay one step ahead of Vidal's plans to hunt them down. That night, the insect appears in Ophelia's bedroom, where it transforms into a fairy and leads her through the labyrinth. There she meets a faun who believes she is the rebirth of Princess Moana. He gives her a book and tells her she will find in it 3 tasks to complete in order for her to acquire immortality and return to her kingdom. Ophelia completes the first task, retrieving a key from the belly of a giant toad, but becomes worried about her mother, whose condition is worsening. The faun gives Ophelia a mandrake root, instructing her to keep it under Carmen's bed in a bowl of milk and regularly supply it with blood, which seems to ease Carmen's illness. Accompanied by 3 fairy guides and equipped with a piece of magic chalk, which allows her to create a door anywhere she wishes. Ophelia then completes the second task. Retrieving a dagger, she uses the key from the previous task to open a vault that contains the dagger. From the lair of the Pale Man, a child-eating monster. Although warned not to consume anything from the massive feast laid out, there she eats 2 grapes, awakening the Pale Man. He devours 2 of the fairies and chases Ophelia, but she manages to escape. Infuriated at her disobedience, the faun refuses to give Ophelia the third task. During this time, Ophelia becomes aware of Vidal's ruthlessness in the course of hunting down the rebels. After he murders 2 local farmers detained on false suspicion of aiding the rebels, Vidal interrogates and tortures a captive rebel. He asks Dr. Ferrero to tend to the captive, whom Ferrero then kill at the rebels' own urging. Realizing that Ferrero is a rebel collaborator, Vidal kills him. Vidal later catches Ophelia tending to the mandrake root, which he considers delusional. Carmen agrees and throws the root into the fire. She immediately develops painful contractions and dies, giving birth to Vidal's son. Mercedes, having been discovered to be a spy, tries to escape with Ophelia, but they are caught. Ophelia is locked in her bedroom, while Mercedes is taken to be interrogated and tortured. Mercedes frees herself and stabs Vidal non-lethally in her escape to rejoin the rebels. The faun, having changed his mind about giving Ophelia a chance to perform the third task, returns and tells her to bring her newborn brother into the labyrinth to complete it. Ophelia successfully retrieves the baby and flees into the labyrinth. Vidal pursues her as the rebels launch an attack on the outpost. Ophelia meets the faun at the center of the labyrinth. The faun suggests drawing a small amount of the baby's blood, as completing the third task and opening the portal to the underworld requires the blood of an innocent. But Ophelia refuses to harm her brother. Vidal finds her talking to the faun, whom he cannot see. The faun leaves and Vidal takes the baby from Ophelia's arms before shooting her. Vidal returns to the labyrinth's entrance, where he is surrounded by rebels, including Mercedes and Pedro. Knowing that he will be killed, he hands the baby to Mercedes, asking that his son be told about him. Mercedes replies that his son will not even know his name. Pedro then shoots Vidal dead. Mercedes enters the labyrinth and comforts motionless, dying Ophelia. Drops of Ophelia's blood fall down the center of the spiral stone staircase onto an altar. Ophelia, well-dressed and uninjured, then appears in a golden throne room. The king of the underworld tells her that, by choosing to spill her own blood rather than that of another, she passed the final test. The faun praises Ophelia for her choice, addressing her once more as Your Highness. The queen of the underworld, her mother, invites Ophelia to sit next to her father and rule at his side. Back in the stone labyrinth, Ophelia smiles as she dies in Mercedes' arms. The epilogue completes the tale of Princess Moana, stating that she returned to the underworld, ruled wisely for many centuries, and left quiet traces of her time in the human realm.